Hello ladies, this is Breanna and I want to show you how I created this super affordable, beautiful hairstyle called the Kanekalon Ponytail. Before we get started, please thumbs up this video and click the subscribe button because I really love showing you guys how to do these styles on yourself for free, and I want to continue to help as many women as I possibly can. These are the materials that you are going to need to achieve this gorgeous look. The very first thing you're going to do is take your rat tail comb and you're going to part out a square section of hair on your head that will serve as the base for your ponytail. This is the most important step because this determines exactly where your ponytail placement will be. So it's not complicated because, as you can see, I'm just taking my comb and I'm carving out a square section on my head. I want my ponytail kind of off to the right side of my head, so instead of putting my parting in the middle, I have it to the side. Now we're going to use hair sectioning clips, and you want to use these clips to keep the rest of your hair out of the way from this section that we just parted. So as you can see here, I'm just grabbing large chunks of hair and I'm loosely rotating it in a bun and I'm just clipping it out of the way. Now keep in mind that my parts are not neat, and that's okay because you will not see any parting with this look. Now the next step is to remove that duckbill clip, and you're going to part directly in the center of your section. So one thing that I want you to remember is that of course your parts do not have to be neat, but if you have to have your parts neat, you can go ahead and carve it out perfectly, but it is unnecessary. You just want to make sure that you divide your hair in the middle and then divide each side into two pieces as you see here. After parting all of your sections of hair, this is exactly how you should look so far. Now it's time to begin adding braiding hair, and of course we're going to use 2 packs. But first you're going to start off with 1 package of braiding hair because we're only attaching 1 at a time. Now when removing it from your package, leave your rubber band intact so that your ponytail does not shed. So now starting with these 2 sections, we're going to remove the duckbill clips because these 2 sections of hair will help secure your first package of braiding hair, and we're going to place it right there in the center. So grabbing exactly where that rubber band is, you're going to place it against your scalp, and then you're going to make sure that the hair is not in your way so that way you can braid it down to your head. Now make sure to pinch off 1/3 of the hair from both sides of your sections so that all 3 legs of your braid are equal. You want to do this to make sure that your braid does not unravel, and the tension actually helps the braid to stay intact when all the legs are pretty equal. If you wanted to, additionally, you could also rubber band this section of hair if you so choose, but I decided that I wanted to braid it instead. After you finish braiding your braid, this is exactly how you should look so far. As you can see, it was super easy attaching that pack of braiding hair. And now, of course, we're going to do the same thing one more time because we're adding 2 packages of hair. So you're going to remove these clips from the opposite sides of your section, and then you're going to use this to help secure the second ponytail. Always make sure that your rubber band is placed downward on top of the braid because this prevents the rubber band from peeking through your ponytail. You don't want to see an orange rubber band, but you want to make sure to leave the rubber band on because this prevents your actual ponytail from shedding. So once again, you're going to pinch off 1/3 from both sides of your section, and then you're going to make sure that you continue braiding, keeping the tension very even on all 3 legs. Now when I did this style, I did not have any issues with shedding because I kept the ponytails intact with the rubber band it came with, and also I didn't have any issues with my braids unraveling because I was not combing through my ponytail. Now if you're going to be combing through your ponytail, then I suggest you rubber band your sections of hair over each bundle of braiding hair. So as you can see, there's the 2 braids there, and here is the sections of hair that we are going to then put together to form the ponytail. So now that I'm done braiding my braids, as you can see, this was so easy, right? This style is extremely inexpensive. I literally paid like $2.50 for each package of hair. So this style literally costed me $5. Now you cannot beat that. Now that all of my bundles of braiding hair is installed, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the hair sectioning clips from my hair so that way I can further blend my hair with the ponytail. If your hair is silkier than mine or more coarse than mine, I suggest that you use a different texture of braiding hair for this look. Now you're going to make sure to use your hairbrush and also your wide tooth comb to help you to further blend your hair with your ponytail. This is the most important step because you want to make sure that your hair is very smooth for a seamless look. Now you're gonna take your brush and you're going to gently brush your hairline to brush out your baby hairs, because I'm gonna show you how to lay them a little bit later. So making sure to do it to both sides, you're just going to be gentle, and if you don't wanna actually lay too much of your baby hairs, just brush out a little bit of hairs or do it at the very, very end. And this is how it should look so far. So now you're gonna need a couple of hair ties to actually secure your ponytail. Now make sure that you use seamless hair ties, because it is the safest hair ties to use on your hair. And the reason why is because it does not have any plastic or metal clasps attached, which actually causes breakage when you take them out. So what you wanna do is make sure you have your ponytail very secure in one hand, and then use your other hand to attach your ponytail holder. Now if you need to, you can attach more than one. You can attach 2 or 3. But the point is to make sure that your ponytail is secure, because it prevents the style from coming down. This style should last you anywhere from a week to a week and a half, and it will depend on how well your hair can remain straight, as well as how much product you're using on your hair. Now taking your wide tooth comb, you're gonna further blend out your real hair by actually combing it and smoothing it down. It's very important to make sure you're always smoothing down your hair, because this helps you to pull off a very flawless and seamless look. So if you don't take away anything from this style, the only thing you should remember is just to make sure throughout the process you're smoothing out your hair. And what you see me doing right now is that I'm actually smoothing out the braiding hair, so I can go ahead and cut off any pieces at the ends that don't quite lay exactly how I want them to, because I want the bottom to be a little bit more seamless. Now what I'm doing is I'm grabbing a section of braiding hair at the bottom back area of my ponytail, and then I'm grabbing my real hair along the way as I wrap it around the ponytail. So as you can see here, I'm constantly grabbing pieces of my real hair as I work my way around, and then once I grab all of my real hair, I'm gonna begin wrapping the ponytail going backwards and going all the way around, very, very tightly and secure against the base of the ponytail. Now you don't have to do this if your hair blends extremely perfectly, or if you like the way that it actually looks. But for me, I wanted to hide some of my real hair just as a protection measure, because I'm going to be putting product and spray and things like that on it, and I just don't want my hair to be frizzy throughout the week. So that's why I grabbed pieces of my real hair with the braiding hair as I wrapped it around the base. Now with this very last end, you're going to slightly twist it, and then you're going to grab a bobby pin and pin it. Make sure that the pin is very small, so that way it doesn't stick out on the other side of your ponytail. And then after you push it all the way in, you just grab that last bit of hair that's remaining, and you just tuck it with your fingers underneath the base of your ponytail. And as you can see, this is how beautiful it looks so far. Now with your hairbrush and hairspray in hand, we're gonna go ahead and spray our ponytail. Now this step is optional, of course, but for me, I have to make sure that I put a little bit of hold on my hair, because the slightest bit of humidity makes me turn into a frizz ball, okay? So what I like to use is a very light holding spray, because it doesn't feel sticky at all, and it prevents my hair from looking like it has product buildup as well. Now at this step, it's time for some edge control, and I like to use the ORS Tahitian Monoi Edge Control. Now you can use any type of hairstyling product you like. Sometimes I like to use the Hicks Edge Control, and sometimes on occasion I may use the actual Eco Styler brand. It just depends on the look I'm going for. So the best edge control that you should use is the edge control that works best for you. Now as you're blending, make sure you use your comb to further blend your hair in, and use hairspray to spray on your edges, because this makes your edges lay all day. That's the secret, ladies. Finally, the secret's out. If you want your edges to be laid all day, every day, make sure you use hairspray on top of it, and it will literally last almost forever. After styling these edges, look at how gorgeous it looks. It literally made this style step up just a few more notches, if you know what I'm saying. And I absolutely love the way it looks. It's a super pretty hairstyle. So now to finish it off, of course, we can't leave the kitchen untamed and not having no type of love back there, right? So you want to make sure that you use a little bit of edge control to just put at the very edges of your hairline. Now, I mean, if you want to do it big and you want to make sure that you got all types of swoops back there, you can do that if you so choose, but I wanted to keep it more on the natural side at the back. So what I'm doing is I'm just further smoothing it with my brush, and I'm making sure that I'm brushing out the edge control so there are no large pieces left or remaining. Now make sure that you always smooth your hair first and then spray with your hairspray, because this helps you to not have any flyaways. So ladies, as you can see, this style was so easy to do and it is extremely inexpensive. And you can pull this off without breaking a sweat or breaking the bank. Now ladies, if you love this video, I need you to do me a favor. My channel is currently at 373,000 subscribers and my goal is to get this channel to 500,000 subscribers. And I know with your help, we can make it happen. So go ahead and thumbs up this video and make sure to subscribe, because you don't want to miss the very next tutorial that I'm coming out with next. Until then, see you guys later.